What's up everybody and welcome back to another gold making video. In this video we are going to be going over the loot that I received from 100 runs of Razor Fen Downs. So I feel like this is a dungeon that I do pretty frequently, but I've really done a lot more of it recently because there is an achievement that was introduced I think while I was taking a break from the game called Ton of Tops that really skyrocketed the price of the rich purple silk shirt pattern. And so I have it learned on one of my characters on Area 52, and I'm really wishing that I had not learned it so I could sell it because at the moment, the rich purple silk shirt pattern is going for a region market value of 1.5 mil basically. 1,483K. And this used to be one of those patterns where you would loot it and you'd be like, oh, great. Okay, now I'm going to basically post it for 6 to 8 months and then maybe it will sell, right? Whereas now it is selling more frequently due to that achievement. And so there also is an achievement for goggles. So Sunwell is also a great place, but this was just my one thing that I wanted to treasure hunt, see if I could get one. I just thought that this would be a fun thing. So we focused 100 runs of RFD, but you can also, of course, get the pattern out of like RFK. I've seen someone get it out of Oldman recently, and we did a ton of loot appraiser challenges on my stream, and one person got this pattern out of RFD out of one of the treasure chests. Unfortunately, I was not lucky enough to get it. I got a ton of other great stuff though, and we'll go over that. But that's just my spoiler of, hey, didn't get it. Which means probably another 100 runs of RFD, or we could swap over to RFK or even go through Oldman. I will leave it up to everybody in the comments. Choose which dungeon we are going to next for our attempt at this rich purple silk shirt pattern. But like I said, we still had a really good success with RFD. This is all of my greens and my blues that I'm going to keep. I got a ton of the dungeon specific blues, and like I said, we'll go over those. I got a ton of saltstone and just blues in general. I did not get a single epic. I did get a couple patterns that were worth it, but first our saltstone, we did get the surcoat. So I'm happy that we have that we can post that to the auction house. I got the shoulders, I got the hands, which are really, really high on my server for whatever reason. And then I got the bracers, which I'm less excited about, but saltstone is saltstone, right? So the surcoat, of course, is going for about 25K on my server, and that's a pretty close to the reached market value. So I'm pretty content with that. I think it'll be good overall. We don't have to go over all of the greens. I think probably the saltstone was the highlight there. For patterns that are not like the rich purple silk shirt pattern, I did get the dusky boots pattern. I was pretty excited about that. Again, looking at this pattern though, the region market value is 265. There aren't any up on my server, which is great. However, the region market or the rate that it's sold, right, is 0.002. Or if we go back over here to the rich purple silk shirt, it's 0.014. So that's a massive difference. I will likely be having this up on the auction house for months, basically. I think that was our biggest pattern. We got a couple of smaller ones as well, the Guardian leather bracers. We got an enchant formula and then just another generic blacksmithing one. So nothing fantastic outside of the dusky boots pattern. But again, I mean, it's nice to have up on the auction house, especially when nobody else has it up. I got a ton of the dungeon specific blues. I feel like I got really lucky with some of them. I had some really great runs. So I got one of the Briar Treaders, which is one of the like, you're like, okay, great, because it's not unique. It has a really low sell rate here of 0.002. Region market value is 44K. Next one up is the Thoughtcast boots, again with the really low sell rate here, 0.002. This one shares a lot of appearances as well, so not super excited about it, but it's just another nice one to have up on the auction house. 35K on my server, 31K region market value. Of course, and then we have Oh my goodness. So two of the Stormgale Fists here. These are unique. I'm excited about it. It does have a little bit of a lower sell rate as well with a 0.004, but considering that it's 100k region market value, like that's kind of to be expected. We can take a peek at these. They're just gloves. Nothing super exciting. We got one of this one here. This is nothing super expensive, nothing to really call out here. Just a world drop. We got two of the Bone Slasher. I'm very excited to post those up on the auction house. There are maybe a couple up on my server. I don't have any posted right now, so I'm excited. The Bone Slasher is, of course, an RFK zone drop as well. 150k region market value, and then 0.009 sell rate. So this is much better than some of the other dungeon specific blues so far. 355k on my server. I'm not really thinking it's going to sell for that much. We'll see. I'm just excited to have two to post. Next up is Manslayer. This one also is a unique one. Oh my goodness. This one is unique here. 189k region market value. This one is a little bit of a lower sell rate than the Bone Slasher here. It's only 0.002. Again, it's really high on my server and I don't think it's going to sell for 360k. I'm assuming probably closer to that region market value is what I'll actually get a sale on. And I know that this one here isn't a dungeon specific blue, but I ended up getting 4 of them out of the treasure chests. Region market value for this is 8k. It's the Grim Reaper. It is unique and that's kind of why I'm holding on to it. Pretty decent sell rate at 0.012 there. And then let's see, Ebony Bone Club. This is probably one of my least favorite ones just because it shares so many appearances. And it just like, it's a bone. 0.001, so kind of to reflect that it shares so many appearances there. Region market value says that it's 121k, but again, I'm pretty suspicious about that. We got Scorpion Sting. This one is not a dungeon specific one. I think we have one more dungeon specific. Let's see. Yep, right here. The Death's Head Vestment. This one is the only one that on my server it's going for super cheap in comparison to the region market value. But again, it's not a unique one. It's 51k region market value, 5k on my server. So that's a little bit cheap, but again, not a unique one. I believe everything else is just like your generic, like I tried to keep only items that were unique in appearance. There are a couple that maybe shared one appearance, but just because of the relatively high sell rate, I did end up keeping. But I kept like every green that was maybe 2k up and above. There might be some that are a little bit cheaper, but it was just based off of the sell rate. Like the Ravager's armor here, like I was going to vendor it, and then I was like, oh, that's 0.03. So that's a pretty good sell rate there. But yeah, I feel like overall, this was a really good 100 runs for me. Again, RFD is always one of those ones where I'm happy to go run just because I tend to always get really good items. It's really nice that you can, potentially get Saltstone out of there. You can get some decent patterns. And you can get all of the dungeon specific blues that are relatively expensive. And then of course you have the added bonus now of the rich purple silk shirt pattern being so expensive. But yeah, let me know in the comments what dungeon I should run next to see if we can get this pattern to drop. Should we do another 100 runs of RFD? Should we go into RFK? Should we go to Oldaman? I know we can get it to drop in like open world farms as well and like Fairloss, but I think we're going to stick to dungeons for this, for our quest for the rich purple silk shirt pattern. But let me know if you enjoyed this video. If we want to swap over and maybe do 100 runs of Sunwell, let me know too. Thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.